I live here with my partner Louise and my 3 boys. It's a hectic household. We try and make the most of every weekend. More recently, walks with the dog. The dog seems to dominate and seems to have gone high up the pecking order. As they get older, they're going to certainly consume a lot more of your time. You suddenly become conscious of the fact that you're thinking about university, so that's what initiated first getting in contact with Sam. There was an immediate connection with Sam. It was very straightforward. A lot of the calls that took place for Sam and I outside of business hours, sort of 6:30, 7:30, 8 o'clock into the evening. Sam was pretty accommodating to be able to support that, so that virtual contact worked pretty well.
My name is Sam Robinson. I'm the owner of Almond Financial. When Lex first got in touch, we saw eye to eye. We really got on well. We provided investment advice. That was the initial inquiry. That moved to pension advice and then subsequently protection advice.
The existing protection had been in place for a number of years. Sam reviewed it, put forward some other policies. Sam introduced us through a contact to sort out our wills. Other financial advisors that I've spoken to in the past have pretty much talked in riddles. It was a much more straightforward conversation, demystify it rather than try and turn it into a dark art.
Critical illness is a bit less straightforward. You do have to analyse policies properly to make sure that you're replacing them with something that is actually better and identifying if there are any compromises between the policy you're replacing to the policy you're taking out.
Just got that level of organisation that we didn't have before. I've got to take my mind back and think that I'm looking at it on the basis that, it's never going to be me. If I spent this money and nothing happens, I'm feeling pretty lucky. That's how it goes. That changed pretty significantly back in May last year. Went skiing with the family end of March, and while I was away I knew things weren't right, so I came back, I went to the doctors, and initially they thought it was a stomach ulcer. I went for an endoscopy. They sort of hit me with the news and said there was a tumour growing up into my esophagus. It's stage 4, it's been fairly aggressive. You've probably got 6 months. If we give you 6 months worth of treatment, it should give you another 6 months on top of that. You've got a whole raft of emotions, how we're going to look after the kids. Added into that, you're then thinking about, right, okay, so what's, how we're going to cope financially. Spoke to Louise, I spoke to my dad, pretty quickly reached out to Sam.
Lex emailed me on a Monday morning and there was no punctuation, so I thought, well, that sounds important, I'll give him a call back. He was very matter of fact. It was a really straightforward call, and this is a situation, we need to have a chat and just discuss things, but actually I know your will's done, I know you've got the right cover in place, financially things are okay.
I think he brought an element of kind of business-like approach to it, which is exactly what we needed. It was a highly emotional time. That's not my natural state at all. I needed somebody to have that sort of calm head. Financial aspects of it, it's not something that Louise is particularly comfortable with, but Sam's taken the time to be able to just talk through and explain things so that Louise is clear and that she understands the situation of what's going on. Sam shared a financial passport document, basically detailed everything. It's upsetting to go through, but it's necessary in terms of being organised and just, again, having that structure that you've got in place. The fact that there's an app that's available and you can see what's going on in a couple of minutes makes it really straightforward. Lots and lots of things going through your mind at the time. That is a huge burden that's lifted from you.
The process was pretty quick, from notifying the insurer to providing the doctor's report from the insurer to paying out. I think it was less than 8 weeks, but that was only 1 year after we took the policy out. The money was paid out within a year of him taking the policy.
I think it's been pretty significant in terms of Sam's initial guidance and then that cover coming to fruition, and then that continued guidance. I've benefited from it massively.
Writing protection advice is not massively straightforward. It can be time consuming, but it's the right thing for the client, it's the right thing for me as an advisor, and it's the right thing for their family. I've had a lot of personal experiences. My sister unfortunately has cancer. My sister-in-law passed away due to cancer. I've had that experience that really reinforces the need and how important it is to make sure you are protected.
I'm massively appreciative of the fact that we did have that conversation and, we faced into it and we got the right level of cover in place. Everybody should do it because I think, there's a huge group of people that almost bury their head in the sand. They don't want to do it. And there's some scenarios here that you probably don't want to talk about. I had conversations with people in the treatment centre that are not in as fortunate a position, people that are having to continue to work, are having to look at different options. We're away, we're going to France in May, I'm going skiing in March. This is my retirement, this is what I do.